the emphasis on the experience of the face is really, I must continue to support myself and anybody I ever meet to engage in this activity of inquiring into one's facial expressions and sensations. Because so much has come before that indicates that this is the way to become, in a very clear fashion, first of all, regulated to the degree that I am able to know my own intelligence, and then actually go beyond it. My quote unquote, limited human intelligence, the perception of things and states and so on. I can know exactly how I feel as a person about myself right now. That is not to be transcended. If it is transcended, there's a great cost to that. There's a consumption, there's a degradation, there's an entropy, there's a destruction. It feels very good somehow, and then later it doesn't feel very good at all. There's a cost. So transcendence is like a drug. The drug of the localized object entity pretending to be not an object. Oh, I can go beyond all of this and be free from it. Me, this little Federico, I can do it.
I was noticing my face, and I was noticing that it's not funny, but that it was not going above my eyes, and it was there was some binding from the eyes down to maintain or something. And then there was speaking about the transcendence, and to me it felt like, oh, that is how I'm trying to skip this part here so that I can just go to the better part. But this is
the better part, the la-di-da part, isn't it?
The la-di-da. But then every time that it actually moves through my forehead, then it feels very sobering, but then when it connects through the part of my face, then there is like more of a sense of wholeness and not just the good part.
Is it dripping with honey right now?
The good part is very, I know that it is that there is no, that they are the same, the good or the bad. I know that they're not, that one is not better impersonally. And then personally, I am in favor of the good part.
Personally, yeah. Basically meaning I am partial. We emphasize this a lot with different exchanges. And I understand that there might be a cognitive challenge to grasp, because it really cannot be a cognitive grasping. It has to be a metacognitive grasping beyond awareness of the cognitive process taking place as an object to which I can relate. So that is understood. If I am partial, that means that my face is offline. It is as simple as that. I cannot emphasize it any more than that. If my face is not fully online, where I will have been sobered to what is, and to whatever extent that can be possible. I have been sobered from the addiction. I'm sobering up. And then, and only then, am I available to be known to exist. Before that, it's just an illusion. It's a dream. It is not taking place. I can be aware of some very light, you could say, rays of light attempting to reach me. When my face is offline, there can be a hint of the taste of myself, of my own friendship. But it will not fully land because my local entity is dysregulated. It is not open to be known to exist. There's a closing. It's very simple. I've been very much the past 2 weeks, in a way, obsessed with the distinction of words and what they mean. What most of us ordinarily consider to be thoughts, thinking, in an ordinary sense, in other words, going from one thing to another, without control, without aim, endlessly, in the loop, just going in the loop. Oh, but then this, oh, then we don't even notice, oh, I'm starting again, oh, and then again, and then again, and then again. There's a very destructive process of association. There's muscular binding, we all know what that is, muscular tension, right? Why can't there be cognitive binding, cognitive tension? It is a closing. And what most of us consider a thought, quote unquote, is just this cognitive binding. Just like our nervous system manages energy consumption and distribution when things are taking place, if it's too much, if it's threatened, it tenses up. And there's a resulting tensing up in our cognition, in our capacity to reason. It closes down, it clamps down. But there's a lot of energy, that's why it's doing it. And so this energy keeps attempting to exit, attempting to be released, to complete. The thought must be completed, but I never find the exit. Where's the exit? It's trying, we're giving it words. It's trying to find an exit. Let me out. How is it going to get out? It's going to get out of my face. I have to be fully aware of it. And then what is called, quote unquote, thought ends. And I'm shown what it actually is. It's just energy that has been bound in the muscles, in my cognition, whatever we call thinking. The process of endless association. Oh, that, and then this, and then, oh, it's so confusing. And then starting over again with another thing, and that, and this, oh, no. And then another thing. But what it's really trying to do is to control that energy, which otherwise would be very, very challenging, very disruptive, maybe even make me insane or cause illness. So it is attempting to exit. I have to be there at a, let's say, human level. I have to be regulated enough to know that I am safe, that I'm alive, and that I can be just open, which means to be curious. But if I do not have a face, this will not take place. The processes of muscular binding, neuromuscular binding, tensions, patterns of constriction is just closing. They will continue, and they will also generate cognitive binding, neurocognitive binding. Neurons, instead of firing to release energy, are conserving energy, but that is causing them to be very quivery, and that generates this activity which we call thinking. And it is endless. I know very well, you know very well what that is like. Endless repetition of one stupidity after another, built on another, going on forever, going nowhere. And then that ends, then loss of energy, and then starting over again. It's a spiral. It goes nowhere. But the capacity in our biology is there. It has been given by evolution. We can say evolution or consciousness, it doesn't matter. Right now, there is the capacity to know exactly how I feel about myself, allow myself to arrive at the conclusion of this cycle, which is just a cycle of threats being managed. Oh, it's not safe to feel that. Ah, well, I will show myself that it is safe. I will befriend myself. I will allow my nervous system to know that I know that it is there doing those things. In my leg, in my toe, in my chest, in my belly, in my face, in my jaw, my forehead, my eyes, whatever. It can know that I know that it is there because it is just an experience of consciousness. It is not a body and meat. If it is just a body and meat, then we would not be here together. That would not be allowed for us to be here. But since it is not, we can be here. This is all taking place in the realm of intelligence. And because this intelligence is omnipotentially, endlessly free in every way, in every dimension, in all time, forever, it can do as it wishes. Or I will be suffering in the gutter, and that's what I will do. Or I can be noticing, oh, why I don't need. I'm in the gutter, but I don't need to suffer. It is good. I am complete. The circumstances do not determine my beingness. If I am the pauper in the gutter, that means that I have come into my face. I have released every single event that has troubled me ever from before this moment. And now I'm ready to move on, to really live and to inhabit this world. I being intelligence inhabiting this world. The meeting of these worlds has taken place. And then I will have been very grateful for every challenge and unfortunate event that led me to be a pauper in the gutter. What a gift, I will say.